My friends, I am back. Welcome to Riell Truth. My name is Howard Riell. There are things going on in the world we need to know about. Item from the Rutherford Institute. The Institute is challenging bogus contempt of cop charges, ranging from resisting arrest and interference to disorderly conduct, obstruction, and failure to obey a police order that empower police to penalize and arrest individuals for engaging in lawful First Amendment activities like filming police, asking a question of police, and refusing to speak with police. Nieves versus Bartlett involves a legal challenge by an Alaska resident who was arrested allegedly in retaliation for refusing to be interrogated by police and intervening after police attempted to question other people. Weighing in before the U.S. Supreme Court in Nieves versus Bartlett, Rutherford Institute attorneys warned that overcriminalization, which renders all Americans unknowingly guilty of violating at least 3 laws a day, makes it all too easy for police to weaponize the legal code in order to retaliate against individuals perceived as challenging police authority. Increasingly, Americans are being arrested and charged with bogus contempt of cop charges, otherwise known as asserting your constitutional rights, that get trotted out anytime a citizen voices discontent with the government or challenges or even questions the authority of the powers that be, said constitutional attorney John W. Whitehead, president of the Rutherford Institute and author of Battlefield America, The War on the American People. This case is yet another reminder that in the American police state, we the people are at the mercy of police who have almost absolute discretion to decide who's a threat, what constitutes resistance, and how harshly they can deal with citizens they were appointed to serve and protect. My friends, as you know, John Whitehead was a guest on this show a while back. He is very big in the field of civil liberties, and I support him. His organization does great work. Now, what you want to know is, how does this square with the pro-police stance that this show has always taken, and the president trumpets every single day? It's very simple. We are pro-law enforcement always, but like every human institution, there are bad apples, and the system must protect innocent people from bad apples. When Black Lives Matter goes out and chants about police needing to be shot, of course that's an obscenity. Of course they should be arrested for endangerment. But the fact of the matter is, there are police who go overboard, who get drunk with power, who frankly aren't very bright, and they victimize innocent people. Abuses must be stopped. Just as there are abuses of capitalism, there are abuses, God knows, within our government. Like I said, every human institution will have abuses because this is planet Earth and there's not much we can do about that. It's not all or nothing. We need our law enforcement and we need to police our law enforcement. It's Riell Truth. I'll be right back.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, serving Longmont in the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale. We also buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, quads, side-by-sides, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge for doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns, if you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952.
The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
All right, guys, let's kick it off. The topic for the last couple of weeks has been Democrats and the fact that they are always seething with hate. They hate America. They hate Americans. They hate everything America stands for. Here's Laura Ingraham on one of the Democrats' premier haters, some broad named Hillary.
Today, Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Excuse me, that one woman who who was going after one of the elected officials, screaming at him, and he said, grow up, and she said, how dare you speak to women that way? Well, that woman is a moron. He wasn't speaking to women. He was speaking to one woman who was a moron and who was harassing him. But do you see how the left kind of spins things a little bit, changes the angle a little bit so that you will agree with them? Obviously, you shouldn't talk down to women. He wasn't. He was defending himself against one woman who was harassing him. That is the way the Democrats try and spin the truth. Be aware of it. You see, the thing about Hillary Clinton, she's many things. She's a dirtbag, she's a liar, she's corrupt, she's a sleaze and all that. She's also a whore. A political whore, certainly not a regular whore. She's a political whore. She believes in being civil, but now the votes are on the extreme left where they don't like civility, so now, surprise, surprise, she's against civility. Once again, liberals will lie to you to get you to do what they want.
But until then,
More. And in that, Hillary represents all Democrats. They'd rather see America burn than be out of power. They'd rather see you and your families burn than for them to be out of power. That's why they will do anything and everything, and they are, in order to get power back. They'll destroy people. They'll destroy the whole country. They'll destroy you. But they have to have power. They can't get it through positive means by making America better, so they're going to get it by setting fire to the process. Good news is you and I can stop them at the ballot box. We'll be back. My friends, whether you know it or not, and you probably don't because the media isn't reporting it. The worst scandal in the history of American politics is happening right now, has been happening under our very noses. And it's because the major media won't talk about it. The big, fat cat, high-priced journalists on TV won't talk about it. I'll talk about it. Rather, I will redirect you to yesterday's Sean Hannity show. His guest is attorney Greg Jarrett. Let's listen.
John Sullivan investigated reporters with the head, Greg Jarrett, Fox News analyst, and of course,
Alright guys, look at my Facebook page, Riell Truth Radio, for the rest of this video. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Let's listen to Newt Gingrich talking about the fact that we are stuck in a culture war. And until we crush the left, at least politically, we're going to continue to fight this war. So let's win it. Here is Newt Gingrich.
Right now, it's up to
And those are the women to be proud of. The women out there on the sidewalk screeching, those are the women to be ashamed of. We'll be right back.
Contractor me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. This is the block of the drug problem is over. Before his will be opposed. We want to applaud the understanding that truth is no truth. They provide examples of the truth and the block of that located 360.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. I am Howard Riell, One Stop Shopping. Here's an interview I watched early this morning. Kellyanne Conway on Fox News talking about Nikki Haley, talking about the midterm elections, and talking about Hillary Clinton. Here we go. Now, Hillary is an animal, and so I'm not aware of her ever being civil. She's always been an animal. Now she's trying to appeal to the far left, as I said before. So she's a far left animal. So in other words, when she's in power, then she'll play nice. First of all, only an idiot would say something that stupid. Second of all, if there's any time the Democrats will not play nice, it's when they have power.
What does that mean?
Yeah, my advice to voters is also to avoid Democrats who are talking. We'll be right back with more Real Truth.
Now this morning is gone. Recently, asking, who are you? He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, I am not I. And question, why good? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? And he answered, no. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
Chaplain Collins LLC students are emergency first responders with a professional commitment free. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 2 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com. Total Concrete Service online platforms. The men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This reminder from Total Concrete Services at 4462 Hilltop Road in Tonga. Proud to serve the entire area and to work on behalf of our future. For more information, call 970-535-4780.
Item from the Hill. Everyone feels isolated sometimes, but with 1 in 5 Americans chronically lonely, has loneliness reached epidemic proportions? In 1988, the journal Science published a landmark study suggesting isolation was as strong a risk factor for morbidity and mortality as sedentary lifestyle, high blood pressure, or smoking or obesity. Since then, loneliness has become an increasing public health concern, and health officials are now taking the idea of an epidemic seriously. As the population ages, the burden of social isolation on public health will only increase. My friends, God gave us each other. Reach out to people. Item from the LA Times. On a recent fall day, a group of protesters gathered in a university courtyard, many holding rainbow flags. About 100 students and faculty members were fighting for LGBTQ rights on campus. The scene was unusual, though, in some ways radical, given that the location was Azusa Pacific University, a Christian college, and that the debate was over how God would view the issue of same-sex couples. Quote, "This isn't something sinful, God," one student said, leading the emotional gathering. "This is something beautiful. I pray that we continue to live out the mission of being difference makers, God, that this world be a place of equality, God," unquote. My friends, I don't mean to be cold, but God's not listening to that student. It's God in the first place who says in the Bible that homosexuality is a crime punishable by execution. So to ask God to be lenient when it comes to homosexuality, it's kind of a non-starter, right? Item from InfoWars. The BBC is again pushing the social justice warrior LGBTQICAPF2K agenda by enlisting the help of a queer Muslim trans person to discuss why quantum physics explains his/her/its gender identity. Whew. That's a mouthful. No pun intended. Item from Breitbart. House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy will introduce a bill this week that will fully fund President Donald Trump's planned wall along the U.S. border with Mexico, thereby setting the midterm elections up as a referendum on immigration policy, Breitbart News has learned exclusively. Outgoing Speaker Paul Ryan hinted at the post-election border wall funding fight on Monday. Quote, "We intend on having a full-fledged discussion on how to complete our mission to secure the border, and yes, we will have a fight about this," Ryan said of the wall fight that looms at a news conference on Monday. Unquote. My friends, there's no fight. Americans who want to be safe, who want their families to be safe, who want America to be safe, want the wall. People who don't want the wall don't want America to be safe, and that's all there is to it. And why any thinking individual would vote for a politician who does not want the wall is beyond me. Why would you vote for a politician who wants Americans to have more crime, more violence? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What common sense does dictate is that we vote for politicians who want us to remain safe and secure. And that means a wall. All $21 billion of it. That's how we stop illegal immigration. That's how we stop the concatenation of crimes and heinous crimes being committed by illegals. I see them in the news every single day. I will see you tomorrow, 23 hours from now, with more Real Truth. Hasta luego.